Dad's Dungeon Dudes.
Well, welcome back to the Verdant Awakening, everybody. My name is Chris. I'm the DM for this adventure as we continue to play through it. Around the table today we have
Hugo playing Gabriel Brightwing. Isaiah playing Saldrin, the one who flies.
Teddy playing Thornsley Shadowscale.
And Ruben playing Ebonyclaw Shadowtooth.
Now, it's been a couple of weeks since our last game because of school holidays and all those sorts of things. And the last time we were together, we had this massive triumph in the Crimson Canyon. And so while you've been resting at your home, the Radiant Citadel has been buzzing with your names because you've grown in power, you've grown in your spirit, and now you are all level 4. So here's a recap of the journey that we've done so far to share with the audience as we prepare for the next chapter of our story. Now, last time we looked at, we were in the Crimson Canyon in the end battle with Captain Rurik. So after obtaining the gem batteries from the crystal beetles, Barnaby gave us a bunch of scrap cloaks, which are basically invisibility cloaks within the Crimson Canyon. And so you approached Captain Rurik's massive moving mining ship, and then eventually the cloaks failed and you had to leap into action. So Gabriel took to the skies, he unleashed his incarnation and grew his Aasimar wings and flew onto the ship. Thornsley used a javelin as a pole vault onto the deck of the ship, and Saldrin and Ebonyclaw
Failed miserably.
and fell down and had to scramble up the rusted sides of the iron
one
ship.
damage.
Now, on the deck, you faced the greedy Captain Rurik. He was being protected by a shimmering golden greed shield, which made him immune to all damage. So Saldrin used his divine logic and studied the shield, and he realized that it was powered by a stolen golden treasure on board. So as the party began to remove the gold, the shield began to flicker and to glitch. Then, while the battle raged, you saw and met the Alpha Beast, a big mechanical falcon. It was suffering under dark magical lightning. So Thornsley and Saldrin focused on the chains of this beast instead of focusing on the captain. And then eventually, after a couple of successful strikes, the heavy iron shattered, the rusted gears fell away, and the majestic spirit falcon was freed. And he immediately turned into a powerful ally for your team. In the final blow of the battle, you also decided to rescue those that had been trapped in the belly of the ship. So you discovered that Barnaby's wife and his child were being used inside the fortress, and so you rescued them. And so with the green shield gone, Saldrin delivered the final strike with his guiding bolt, defeating Captain Rurik and winning the battle. Now, before flying away, the Spirit Falcon dropped the ruby artifact of renewal, taught Ebonyclaw one of the chords of creation, and so you now have one of the first 4 keys needed to enter the Verdant Forest and save the day. After which you returned to the Hero's Hearth, and there was a massive treasure that you took with yourselves, all of 2,000 gold pieces, plus a special unique painting called the Mona Rurik. And you didn't just sit on your gold though, you built a vault, spending 1,000 gold pieces to hire builders to construct a secret vault to keep your treasure safe. In the end, we decided to split the money evenly among the party and just have a single combined party goal.
I didn't agree that.
You actually did. You added a secret meeting room into your house with a whole network of tunnels and slides that connected from your bedrooms into the secret vault,
Where we can build a casino.
and in the end, you refurbished your house that way. Now, the ruby artifact is now secure, your quest is just beginning, and at the end of our last session, Viridiana and Whisper left you with this crucial clue about your next destination. To move closer to the Verdant Heart, you now had to find the Emerald Key to unlock the Emerald Crystal, which is hidden in the next place you're going to. But one thing we neglected to mention on the podcast last time is that our players actually leveled up to level 4. So, players, tell us what you chose as your upgrades. We'll start with Thornsley.
Well, with level 4 we get most experienced players would know that at level 4 we get the ability score improvement feat, which is there's a bunch of different options which we can choose, and they each give you different abilities, and I chose me and Isaiah chose the speedy option.
Which does what?
Which increases your movement speed by 10 feet. Your constitution or dexterity score increases by 1, and opportunity attacks against you have disadvantage.
Great. What about you, Ebonyclaw?
I chose the feat Fey Touched, which means I get Misty Step, and I don't really know much more.
So what does Misty Step do?
Misty Step briefly surrounds me by silvery mists, then I teleport up to 30 feet to an unoccupied space I can see.
And you go, Gabriel.
I forgot. I don't know what I got. Oh, I also got Hunter's Mark.
Okay. So yes, Ebonyclaw, you want to add to that?
Also, people from another D&D podcast recently subscribed to our podcast.
So shout out to them.
Very good. Now, before we jump in and activate this new crystal that Viridiana and Whisper gave you and step through any portals, we need to talk about your home, the hero's hearth. So, while you've been resting, you've hired these builders to be hard at work, and so they've been magically working away at the hero's hearth. And actually, it's been completely transformed. So behind a sliding bookshelf in the library, there is now a secret meeting room. And in this secret meeting room, there's a giant map table. And deep underneath the house is this massive reinforced secret vault to hold your gold pieces. And hanging on the wall there is your Mona Rurik painting.
It's mine.
And the best part is that in each of your rooms you have these trapdoors that lead to a network of twisting and turning slides that will drop you straight into the vault. Now, as we said, you've all grown stronger. You've just gotten to your level 4s. And so tell me now, Ebonyclaw, you've got your hand up. What do you want to say?
What does the Cord of Courage do?
So the Cord of Courage, which is the Cord of Creation you've unlocked, it means that you've learned the first few notes of the Chords of Creation. So once per day, you can strum this chord as a bonus action, and one ally of your choice will gain temporary hit points equal to 1d4 plus your charisma modifier, and they'll glow in this faint and inspiring light.
Wait, so bonus action, 1d4 plus charisma.
Modifier, yes.
And
they glow in a special light. Thornsley.
Would I be able to check all around the house if the alpha beast is there? But the first place I'll check is the stables.
Well, as you kind of emerge, we'll get to that in a second. It's just Gabriel wants to add something first.
I want to cast message to Ebonyclaw and say, "This is your common sense. Obey, Gabriel."
Okay.
I'm gonna say, "No thanks, you silly conscience."
As you've been testing out your powers and sending telepathic messages, you take some time to slide down the tunnels and enjoy your newly upgraded home. And there's, as you do so, the heavy wooden door from the workshop where Barnaby and his family live creaks open. And so Barnaby the Tinkerer steps out into the hallway, but you notice something quite different about him. He's not exhausted anymore, his face is clean, he's holding a mug of hot tea, and he looks up at the four of you and he says, "Excuse me, heroes, I was just organising some scrap metal in the pile, but I keep hearing this strange magical chirping noise coming from outside in the courtyard. What do you want to do?"
One outside.
Thornsley.
Just one outside. As soon as I can, just try to find what's making it.
Yeah, so the party decides to follow Barnaby.
As well as my beetle just flying behind me.
You walk out of the manor and into the warm sunlight, and you stand there in the courtyard. You can see the stables in the side. There's the heavy wooden door of your new stables, but the stable door is slightly ajar. It's a little bit open. And instead of the smell of horses and hay, the air around the stable hums with this soft, almost warm, magical humming feeling. And so Thornsley, you peek through the crack of the door, and inside you see a brilliantly bright green pulsing light, and it's casting all kinds of shadows on the cobblestones around you. And so you push the door open, and there, sitting proudly on a wooden perch, is a magnificent bird. But it's not made of flesh and blood, and it's no longer the tortured, clockwork, rusted monster that you fought on Rurik's ship. The heavy iron chains are gone, and instead you see before yourself a creature of pure, glowing energy. This is the majestic spirit falcon. And as you walk in, it sort of tilts its head, and it lets out this beautiful magical chirp, and then it locks its glowing eyes directly onto you, Thornsley. What do you do?
I want to run up to it and
Give it a hug.
no, I'm going to pat it on the head.
And then give it a
dog.
hug.
I pat it on the head and then perch it on my head.
And hug him and love him and call him Dad.
No, I'm gonna call him
Mrs. Squeaky Bag.
yeah. I'm gonna call him
Mrs. Squeaky Bag.
I'm gonna call him the Elder Bird.
The Elder Bird.
Mrs. Squeaky Bag is better.
Ruben, that's it's for Thornsley to decide what to call him. So as you stroke his head, you pat him on the head. He gives this delighted little chirp, and as you do so, you feel some of the power from this alpha beast go up your arm and into your body, and so what's happened is effectively you've actually unlocked your first epic boon here. Now, do you want to know what that does?
Yes, please.
Okay, so the Heart of the Emerald Wilds. So you have unlocked the first ability, which is called the Eyes of the Sky. So the cured metal falcon stays at the base. This is now his home. He's staying at at your mansion. But he grants Thornsley his vision wherever he goes.
Security cameras.
So, once per day, Thornsley can cast Find Familiar, which will summon this spirit falcon to be your new familiar. And it will scout ahead, it'll fly ahead, and you can see what it sees through your eyes. So effectively acts as kind of a moving clairvoyance spell as a familiar.
Like, can we see it? Like,
Yeah, you'll be able to see
I
it.
see it.
No, you'll be able to see it. Your enemies, however, cannot see it. So the party can see it, but you cannot. So, no, I mean the party can see it, but the enemies cannot. So,
We have spies.
yeah, so you have spies. So the rest of the party, how would you like to interact with the newly found pet called the Elder Bird? Gabriel.
Well, I wanted to cast message on Barnaby and say, so
Not that voice again.
Isaiah. Saldrin.
maybe we could use it to scout ahead for the next mission.
it can go first instead of us.
Yeah, there's a lava pit, and then we can make it go into the lava pit.
Okay, it does this.
And then we gotta see what's inside the lava pit.
Okay, guys. I'm dying here. Rescue me.
I feel its pain. Oh no, I didn't realize that.
Well, I guess we shall have to wait and see what actually happens. So so you've met the bird, you've given it a name, and now it's time to move on. So as the spirit falcon happily settles onto your head, perching on your head, you hear a familiar whoosh, and this is you're starting to recognize this is the kind of familiar sound that happens every time Whisper and Viridiana show up inside your manor. And so through the open doors you see this glowing blue outline of a portal opening. It's actually opening right in the middle of your secret meeting room. And so Whisper, the Tabaxi, and Viridiana, the Emerald Dragon, have arrived. And they're ready to give you a new briefing.
How to say back and forward you go? Shove.
Well, you can't because they're inside. You're still outside of the stage.
I'm gonna run inside and go back in the portal by having a private meeting. Shove.
No, do you want
suckers?
Does Isaiah want to cast augury or whatever it's called to like see the future?
You
Like,
can
what
cast
happens in the
augury
next
if you
30
like.
minutes?
Nah.
All right. Well then,
Save that for something intense.
yeah, sure. So you head back inside the manor and you open the bookshelf and you slide into your secret new meeting room. And standing around the giant map table is Viridiana, the ancient Emerald Dragon, of course, in human form, and Whisper, the mysterious Tabaxi cat scout. So Viridiana looks at you and she smiles at you and she points to the ruby artifact that you've got sitting on the table. And she looks at you and she says, "Heroes, you've done incredibly well. You've saved the Crimson Canyon, you've claimed the ruby artifact, and this gem, do you know what it does? It actually provides the raw power you need to save the forest in the end. But power without a plan is dangerous. And so to really cure the Verdant heart, you need a blueprint, a plan, the pattern of life itself. For that we need the Emerald Key." And so Whisper, hearing this, steps out of the shadows and he flips this polished green gemstone in his claws and he says, "To find the Emerald Key, you have to travel to the Jade Spires." And he tosses the gemstone through the air. He throws it right at Gabriel and he says, "This is the Emerald Concord Crystal. It's going to activate your jewel and take you to a world that's made entirely of glass. But be warned. The ruler of this world is terrified of making mistakes. So in the Jade Spires, everything is perfect and everything is very fragile." Isaiah, Saldrin.
Two things. One, I've got to say to Whisper, can I please have that gold coin back now?
So he pats his pockets and he says, "Alas, you gave it to me and I've spent it on a delicious cat food at the night market."
What?
Second thing.
Second thing was... What was it again?
You're doomed. That's
We'll
what
come
you
back
see
to you.
doing.
Thornsley.
I'm just gonna be like, I wouldn't want to live there in that city, and for certain reasons. Then I act out someone being on the toilet, and then everyone could just see them.
I'll give you inspiration for that graphic description of a glass problem.
I need the
We'll go back to Saldrin.
Who says that great power is dangerous? Who said that?
Viridiana.
It says, yeah, you need plans to use this power well to cure the forest.
I should have said that. I've read his book once and it says, with great power comes no responsibility. Great power comes no responsibility.
She smiles at you and she says, I remember a clockwork spider once said something similar, but that is a corrupted version of the truth. I'll go to Ebonyclaw.
I'm gonna this is like just after Viridiana finished speaking. Like, you need a blueprint to handle such great power. I'm gonna say, not for me. I'm too powerful.
She looks you up and down and says, I wonder whether this is the right person for the job. And we'll go to
I want to ask her
Gabriel.
already, Anna, if she knows who was that platinum dragon that we did in our last adventure.
Bahamut.
No, Bahamut is the dragon goddess.
Oh, that one that Ruben tried to kill.
Oh, I don't remember.
Sparkrender, was it?
No,
not that one.
No, Runara.
Yeah, Runara. Do you know Runara?
She kind of chuckles to herself when she says, all ancient dragons know one another. She's looking after...
Dragon's Rest.
No, she is looking after a paladin, a wizard, a cleric, and a...
right now, and so she's not really interested in her. So,
Hey, I know that guy.
and so with that knowledge, knowing that you're on the way to the crystal and glass city or world called the Jade Spire, you, Gabriel, you take the Concord Jewel and you walk outside and you step outside, and what is now the Emerald Concord crystal comes down onto you, and you add the jewel you've been given, and you can step onto it. And as you do so, this swirling vortex of green mist opens up in front of you, and the Concord jewel that you all stand on starts shooting forward, and you enter into this dizzying tunnel of magical energy. Now, last time as this happened, you walked through a red mist into a blistering heat of rusted iron. But this time, as you burst through the portal on the other side, the air on your skin is instantly icy and freezing cold. As you breathe, your breath forms these little white clouds in the air. And instead of a loud clanking of machines, the only sound you hear is effectively intense silence, mixed with the eerie high-pitched ringing of the wind whistling through these millions of wind chimes. Ebonyclaw.
This is before we went on the Concord Jewel. Well, I'm going to say to Viridiana, hey, I know that road. We went together in college.
Thornsley.
Well, with this green, like with this green mist, I'm like, what? Very interesting.
Sure, Saldrin.
I'm gonna say to all three of you, I thought she said the ruler of this place was afraid of making mistakes. He or her has already made one, but by making this place freezing cold.
Sure. Gabriel.
This is before we went on the Concord just crystal. I have two things to say. I know that at Paladin, I went to college with him, and if you know how you said it went on me, I'm going to say ouch.
Sure.
And take 1 damage since it landed on me.
What landed
No,
on
it's just a little crystal. It doesn't do any
How
damage
can
to
we
you.
not do anything in the past?
Ebonyclaw.
I'm going to be like, wow, that toilet seat here must be freezing.
Now
Sure.
can we go back into the...
Now, as the green mist clears and your breath has you notice the mist that your breath makes, you step off the Concord Jewel and you're at the end of this massive sparkling cliff. You step off and you look out over this land called the Jade Spires. Now in front of you is the most beautiful and breathtaking forest that you have ever seen. But as you look at it, you notice there's something eerily off and wrong with this forest. None of the trees are moving, even though you can feel the wind blowing in your hair and on your skin. Nothing in the whole city is moving. The tree trunks, the branches, every single leaf here is made of translucent, glittering green glass. Even the flowers on the ground are frozen in this perfect brittle crystal. The world is beautiful, but it's perfectly still. It's perfectly quiet, and it's perfectly frozen. Ebonyclaw. How do you react, Ebonyclaw, to seeing this?
I'm gonna be like, then I'm gonna kick a flower to see if it shatters. Like, "Hey-ya!"
Okay, so you take a foot to the flower. It as you hit it, your boot crushes it completely, and the glass that it's made from crumples into this fine dust. Thornsley.
Does Isaiah want to cast augury to see what will happen?
Maybe you should let Isaiah decide what Isaiah wants to do.
Speaking of deciding what I want to do, I would like to use identify to actually see what's going on here.
Okay, so you can, if you like, because identifier requires you to hold the thing, right? It's part of the. It has to be with you. So
I meant study.
okay, so you can take a study action. Roll an insight check for me.
Can I give him advantage?
No, we'll just let him roll.
7.
Okay, so as you look around, you see how the sunlight glints off of this glass, and it really is truly a perfectly beautiful place that you've stepped into. It's weird though, because these are clearly supposed to be trees, and even as you look at one of the leaves of the tree, you notice that each individual leaf is different, just like you would expect from a normal tree. The only thing is that everything is made of glass. You can't quite understand why that is though. Thornsley.
Can I just walk around to see if there's any like people or civilization?
So you can do an investigation check for me.
Okay. So investigation. Well, my investigation was.
requires you to do a D100
No, just
I'll use my heroic inspiration. That was a 5.
on the toilet.
2.
Okay, so with your 5 and your 2, you have a look, you notice that almost exactly the same as Saldrin did just before. There seems to be something odd about this, but it's not, can't quite figure out what's odd about it. But that's
Civilization.
yeah, you're looking around. You can't see any towns. You can't see any villages or any cities or anything like that. You're just, as you look out from the cliff that you're looking around, it's just a vast open forest made of glass. Saldrin.
Try going, but not succeed. I should try again.
I'm not going to let you do that, otherwise we can just keep rolling and rolling until you succeed, which
Anybody else?
is against the spirit of the game.
Roll investigation.
For what?
To see if I can find a path or anything.
Yep, so as you start looking around for a path, roll an investigation check for me, please.
Okay.
Can I ask?
Actually, roll a survival check for me.
Okay.
Oh, I'm good with that. Can I give him
It's actually good because I was. Ooh, 22!
Can I roll?
You can roll as well.
And not a 20.
Could I roll? Cause I'm a druid.
14.
You can all be looking for a path, so
Could I do perception?
no.
I
It's a survival check.
probably
8.
Okay, so as you're all looking down for a path, you notice that there are very few tracks on the ground. The ground itself seems to almost be made of snow, which is crushed glass, which is quite odd. But you do notice that there is a little path that starts running off to the side, Ebonyclaw. And as you look down this path, and you look up to see where the path goes, the quiet that you've been hearing with just the wind blowing is suddenly broken by a loud crash. There's this frustrated groan. Ugh. And just down the path, you see a woman walking up the path. She's wearing these heavy leather gloves. She's wearing a thick apron. she's kicking at a pile of shattered glass that used to be a small bush that she just ran into. And so she looks up, she sees the four of you, and she sighs. She says, "Careful where you step, travellers. If you sneeze too hard in this forest, you just might shatter an entire tree." What do you, how would you react or think or feel about her, Gabriel?
I will load my crossbow but not fire it.
Okay, so you ready your crossbow just in case something goes wrong. Thornsley, as the druid who loves nature, how does it feel to see this woman crashing through this
I
forest?
feel like,
This is wrong.
yeah, and then
Shouldn't be made of glass.
but then I'm like to that lady, like, are you hurt or something? And then if she is, I could do like a medicine check or something, like.
Okay, so she says, "Oh, thank you so much for asking. No, I just stubbed my shins as I walked straight through this bush. I was just busy thinking about all the things that I've got to do, and I just wasn't looking where I'm going, and the whole bush it jumped out of nowhere, and I crashed through it, and now it's shattered, and this happens to me all the time." And she just continues chattering away, but she's clearly not hurt.
Does she seem evasive?
Saldrin.
Can I do an Arcana check to see if whoever this ruler is has done something like magical or?
You can do a Arcana check
Can I
for me.
help
Yep.
No, I've got +7. I don't need help. 19.
Okay, so you
I'd love
remember
that.
reading in one of your books that's in your library that in the Jade Spire world that it is ruled by a person, you can't quite remember what his name was, but he is someone who's a master artist who happens to know how to do glass, make all these beautiful sculptures and things out of glass. He seems to use some form of magic to shape it and create these beautifully intricate designs. But you also remember that he has such a passion for this stuff that he wants everything to be perfect all the time. And thus far, it hasn't managed, no artist can make the perfect thing. It's almost a curse to be that good. Thornsley.
Could I ask the lady where this city is, but use passive insight or something to see if she's being evasive for anything?
You can roll an insight check for me. Make it an active check.
Okay.
What was it?
Insight.
Yes.
Okay. 18.
Yeah, so that's quite a good roll. So she keeps stammering through these words and just keeping on talking and talking. And with the 18, you realise you don't think she's being evasive or not telling the truth. She doesn't seem to be particularly worried or under threat necessarily, but she seems to hold the ruler with some respect, even though. Yeah, you're not quite entirely sure what exactly that entails.
What race is this woman?
She's an elf.
Would
Hey, I'm an elf.
I
think.
what if, do I get the information about where the city is?
So you can't see the city. You haven't actually asked her about
I
where
have.
the city is.
I asked, and then I asked if I could use passive insight to see if she was being evasive and telling me where the city is.
Well, you asked if she was all right.
Yeah, and
I don't
then
remember you asked him about the city, but she says there is. She says, "Look, my name is Lyra. I'm a glassmith, or at least I used to be before the ruler of the city." I do like him, but he seems to have gone a little bit, shall we say, cuckoo for Cocoa Pops. Yeah, he's gone a bit crazy. His name is Sylas. He's the Glass-Shaper. And as she says that, Saldrin, you remember, yes, that's the name I remember reading in my book. She continues, he used to be a master artist. He just made all these beautiful sculptures, but then the forest blight from a neighbouring world started creeping into our world. And Sylas got so terrified of the rot ruining his beautiful home, he decided that the only way to keep it safe is to freeze it. And look at all the snow and the cold and everything else that's here just to protect his perfect creation. He's using all this powerful magic to turn his life into this perfect glass statue. He thinks he's protecting us, but really he's just destroying everything. We have to stop him. There's no city, but there is a palace. Yes, the palace is just up the path that I just came from. But you have to be careful, because aggressive actions and things like loud noises, even heavy footsteps, it might even just cause the whole terrain to shatter underneath you. Ebonyclaw.
Can I please punch or kick a tree, please?
Yeah, you can go and test and see whether what this lady has said is true. So you walk to the closest tree.
Or throw my dagger to see how many trees I can get it through.
So which do you want to do?
Throw my dagger.
Okay, so you roll attack. Just I'll make up a DC for the tree. Attack roll for a dagger. What did you get?
6. He got a
Okay, so you throw your dagger.
I'm fighting.
You throw your dagger. It hits the tree, but it is made of such thick glass that as you throw it, it glances off the side of the glass with a 6. And shoots off to the side, and as it shoots off to the side, it pegs into a glass flower, and the glass flower comes flying off and traveling straight toward you, and it actually hits you in the face, cutting your cheek, and you take 2 hit points of damage. Gabriel.
I want to.
I'm grabbing my dagger.
Gabriel.
I forgot what I was going to say. Oh yeah. Are you an elf? She says yes. Then I'm like, do you know Santa?
She just looks weirdly at you because that's a strange question. Saldrin.
I also.
Can I punch down a tree?
Take a unarmed attack action.
3.
it already does 3 damage, but
No, you need to roll an attack roll first.
Also, he couldn't get a 3.
So to hit?
Yep.
9.
So you take your fist, and even if in your armor glove, and you take a swing at the same tree that Ebonyclaw went at, and as you hit it, it reverberates, and you can almost see the vibrations of your hit moving up and down the glass of the tree. But the tree doesn't shatter. Instead, one of the branches above it cracks and starts falling down. But you realize your intense mistake as this happens, because this is a large branch, and so it tilts down and effectively becomes a giant arrow or spear just from the shape of the tree, and it starts falling down towards you. Roll a dexterity check for me. Oh, dexterity saving throw, yes.
You're not gonna make it.
Saving throw. It's done. Oh, you have +1. That's bad, man.
18.
Oh,
So just as the branch starts crashing down behind you, you take a giant leap and think dramatically in your head. It's exactly what happens. You start seeing the branch fall, you turn and you run, and you take a dive, and as you dive, you tuck up into a little ball to try and keep your momentum going, and within inches, millimeters even of you, the top of the spear of the tree just misses you, and but as it does so, it shatters all this into thousands of pieces of little bits of glass all around you, and the lady Lyra looks at you and says, "I just told you that rough actions and silly things like that can cause damage to happen."
Who cares? He's a cleric.
Yep.
And you know how he said he took a leap?
Yep.
He took a leap of faith.
Yeah, good joke. Gabriel.
I'm going to shoot Ruben with my crossbow so I can heal him.
You can do that once per day.
Yeah, and
I
I've
only
done
took
it
2
today.
damage. Don't do that.
Don't do that.
So you
still
can
doing
also
it.
just use healing word or
Yeah, I can
something.
just use my healing word.
Is that a
on myself.
cantrip?
Too late. 10.
Who cares how good? No, I'm doing it myself.
All right. Lastly, Thornsley.
Can we just get going to the palace?
Yeah.
But I'll be on my guard. Like I'll take an action to ready Starry Wisp.
Okay. Saldrin.
Let's get a move one. Otherwise, you all get an icy bomb.
So you
I've
end.
got Rate of Frost.
You end up
Icy
thanking Lyra, and you make your way up the winding trail towards the palace of Sylas the Glass-Shaper. And as you walk down, you actually can see the palace in front of you. Now, if you've ever seen a specific movie about a princess that
Shrek.
uses ice, that's exactly what you have in front of
Frozen.
you. There is these spires of tall glass or ice. You can't tell from this distance, but it is incredibly beautiful. It is translucent and thin, and there are these massive, bridges and archways between the various towers, and it's wonderful. And your eyes are on that, but because you're so mesmerized by the actual, palace itself, you don't realize that the path that you've been walking on gets narrower and narrower beneath your feet. Eventually, you end up standing at the edge of one of these bridges that's crossing a chasm from the cliff that you were standing on across the road or along the path across the canyon so that you can get to the palace. Now, as you step onto this bridge, you look below you and you see that there is just a massive deep drop into the canyon below you. You're standing on what is effectively a glass bridge. What do you want to do? We'll start with Gabriel.
I want to maybe cause Hail of Thorns to make it break.
No.
Saldrin.
I suggest that we run.
Okay, you can suggest you run. The actual control crystal for today is actually with Ebonyclaw. Ebonyclaw, what do you think you should do?
I want to sneeze too loudly. I'm going to
Run.
maybe do charm person level 1. First level spells not on Hugo and try and convince him not to do that.
Might I suggest that you first just talk about it, perhaps?
And if do you say no?
Thornsley.
Yes.
Could I... Wait, what is at the bottom of this pit? Like, is it a bottomless pit?
It's not a bottomless pit. There is a canyon floor underneath, and you can see there's a forest the same underneath you, but it's quite high up, so it is a very long drop to the bottom. Yes, Thornsley.
I just realized I have the spell jump prepared. So...
It is a good... How far does jump get you? I think it's your movement.
It says you touch a willing creature once on each of its turns until the spell ends. That creature can jump up to 30 feet by spending 10 feet of movement.
Yeah, so this bridge spans the canyon. The canyon is at least about 150 feet across. So there is this beautiful bridge. The bridge seems solid enough for you to walk on. But you remember, as you approach it, you remember Lyra's warning that sudden actions, loud things can cause damage. Saldrin.
I would also suggest that we all be very careful, because if you jump, the forces pushing might collapse the bridge.
Sure.
The pushing to go off the ground, you.
Ebonyclaw.
Hugo said no to the talking, so I casted charm person. Hugo roll a DC 13 wisdom saving throw.
Wisdom saving throw. Gabriel.
I am not wise.
Wisdom saving throw.
13.
So he starts to feel this charm spell come on him, and he starts to look at you as this mentor figure, as this wise person, and then he realizes, hang on, I'm an Aasimar. What do I need to learn from this guy who seems to be a rogue?
Music! More music! I already have done that.
So
Music!
Gabriel ends up shaking his head, and the magic dissipates, and and that's where it's at. Thornsley.
Your head up. Well, I think I know what Hugo's gonna say. I'll just say this after I say what I want to say. Well, would I be able to use it by using my wild shape? Would I be
Swarm
able?
of ravens.
Yes, swarm of ravens.
Can you fly me across or
You can turn into Swarm of Ravens if you
I
like.
was going to fly across using my wings.
Yeah, so Gabriel, you can do Celestial Revelation, you can sprout your wings, and you can fly across if you like.
Flap, flap, flap.
So is that what you're going to do?
Yeah.
Alright, so you successfully describe to us how your wings appear, what they look like, and how you land on the other side.
They just spread out of my back slowly. Then I move towards Ruben. When we're on the bridge, then they knock him. He nearly falls off. He just grabs the edge. Then I fly up, flap, flap. Then I land on the other side, but Ruben tried to grab on.
Yeah, and I
So
grab.
I say to everyone, who wants a ride? Me!
And so as Ebonyclaw tries to grab on, you, with the fresh memory in your mind that he just cast a spell on you, actually kicks at his hand, and he has to let go, and so you fly successfully across, landing on the other side. Thornsley, describe to us how you move across with Swarm of Ravens.
Well,
carry
Isaiah, do
across.
you want to be? Who here wants to have a ride on a tornado of birds?
Well, you can't actually do that.
Okay.
But what about in the Crimson Canyon?
Oh yeah, I did.
That was a different situation.
Well, I am going to the ravens. Half of them. Well, no, not half of them. But each of them is a different color. So then it actually resembles my face when they're in the swarm. And then they rearrange.
Really quickly to make it look like
They rearrange, and it makes them look like I'm moving my mouth. And then they say stuff because crows can mimic. And then they're like, "See ya later."
Great. And so you fly across, and both you and Gabriel get a heroic inspiration for your nice, wonderful description. Saldrin, you and Ebonyclaw are left on the other side of the bridge still.
Has anyone in this room watched The Incredibles?
Yes.
Do you guys know Frozone?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, since I've got Ray of Frost, can I be a bit like him?
And try and freeze the water in the air
Yeah,
in order to sort of almost skate across.
yeah.
You can try.
I've got Ray of Frost.
I'm going to do a combination skill check here for you. So do a performance check for me first. So I've got a number on my head. And then secondly, you've got to do a spell attack. A number.
15.
Okay, for performance. Yep. And then the second one?
For spell attack.
For
Yeah,
the
spell
attack.
attack. Yep.
Can I give him a
He has +5.
So the hit DC or
Yeah,
attack?
the attack. Yeah, so it's like if you were not the damage, the hit DC.
It's like you're attacking the air.
Yeah.
No!
11?
Okay, so what happens is you start running towards the bridge. You kind of back up onto the path a little bit. You start running onto the bridge, and your ray of frosting creating all this ice for you to then step onto and eventually across. At first, it goes incredibly well, and so you're stepping on exactly where the ice is being formed, and you're getting confident, and this is actually going to work. You keep going, and then
you slip and fall off the side.
And then you about the fourth or fifth step across the bridge, your magic kind of splutters out, which is what the 11 represents. And so you cast the Ray of Frost again as yet another cantrip, and instead of appearing where you thought it would, you've already started to step towards it, but you've actually cast it off slightly to the side. And so as you step, you don't meet the ice that you expected. You actually meet the open air, and you stumble down, and you actually fall on top of this glass bridge.
It cracks.
As you do, that's exactly what happens. You are face down, you can see through the bridge, and underneath there is this massive canyon, and you're kind of sort of now spread eagled looking through the glass, and as you do, you just see a little crack appear, and the crack sort of spreads a bit, and then stops. And so that's where you find yourself. Ebonyclaw.
I'm gonna misty step using my daily use. I'm at 30 feet.
On the bridge.
Yeah.
So
A wise
you
idea.
can do 30 feet onto the bridge. Yes, you can do
Can
that.
I describe how I do that?
Yep, but remember, this is about a third of the way through the bridge.
I know. So, I spit on my hand, rub them together. Then my spit condensates, and for young people who are listening, that means whoosh, like it becomes air. Then it goes around me, and then you see like a firebolt, except it goes up from that spot and then trails along on the bridge, 30 feet along the bridge, and I'm just gonna walk across.
So as you basically land, you are just beyond Saldrin, and as you land there, the crack that Saldrin is lying on shatters and stops exactly at your feet. So you are now standing on the crack, and Saldrin is kind of spread eagled on the crack. Saldrin, what do you want to do?
Onto me, then I can hold on to you, then I can cast Misty Step, and then we can both go.
Nope.
Saldrin, what do you want to do?
I shall. Can I try that again?
You can. The bridge may or may not survive. It is currently standing. You are staring at the floor, lying on top of a crack.
Can you
on a
grab
glass.
me to help to go along?
Okay, so I shall try that frozen thing again.
Do better help.
Do I have to make that combination?
Yeah, I want you to do that again. So first of all, your spell attack this time.
Wasn't it his performance?
Spell attack first this time.
Actions.
Ray of Frost. 21.
21.
Okay, and then your performance.
Performance.
Plus 2.
Nat 20!
All right,
That's
so
20 plus 5.
yeah.
No, you don't. That was
No.
perception. You did perception. But he rolled a natural 20, so it's only 22.
Okay, so what I'd like for you to do is to describe for us how you cross, and so describe to us how you first succeed with the ice and then the performance to get to the other
So
side.
pretty much, I'm doing like an ice skating move. I'm just like throwing ice down as I go, and I throw some ice down right in front of his head, and then there's a little gap. I just step on his head to propel me forwards,
And then I grab onto your arm, then skate with you.
So
and then I push you off.
I'd like for you to tell me, do the damage, ice damage you would get with the ice attack with the Ray of Frost. sorry.
1d8.
Actions. It's 1d8.
6 damage to him.
So you take 6 damage, Ebonyclaw, as this happens.
No, his head's here. I put the eyes here, and I go clunk.
Yeah, but as you do so, his head actually smacks into the ice and it cuts him on the other cheek and he takes 6 damage. So you successfully cross and you stand now next to the bird swarm of the swarm of ravens and the Aasimar still with his wings out. Finally, Ebonyclaw, how are you going to get across? You're about...
I grabbed onto him.
Yeah, but it didn't work. So you are now about a third of the way across and you're still standing there.
Do you want me to shape water so I can do you want me to shape water?
I'm gonna skate on the ice that Isaiah did.
No, it's gone
So
now.
I'm gonna skate on the
So
ice.
I want you to roll a performance check for me and at the same time I also want you to do an attack roll for me with your daggers.
Okay, but can I describe how I do it? The performance.
Depends on what your roll is
18.
for performance.
Yeah.
And now roll an attack roll for me with your daggers.
Both of them or just one?
Both of them.
So
and we'll take the
damage or hit
highest.
DC?
Do it with advantage.
So damage or hit DC?
Advantage on each.
No, the first.
Okay, the first.
Or just do one roll with advantage.
The first roll was a 6.
The second roll. Wait, so the first one is with advantage.
The second one was a 7.
So do I do the other dagger now?
You can do the other dagger now.
Double 8, 6, 7, 8.
And then your advantage for the other one.
Oh, advantage with the other one.
24.
Yeah.
Okay, so what you have in your description toolbox is you can successfully use a dagger to grab onto something or to stab into some ice. And with the performance you can do however you want. So describe for us how it's done.
Okay, I'm gonna lay the flat of my black, like the flat. I'm gonna, my string. I'm gonna thread my string so it's on my then I tie it around the daggers around my boots. The world's first ever ice skate. While juggling bowls. Again. Glass bowls.
I shape water. I take water out of the bridge and make ice balls for you.
Yeah, then I just chuck one at Saldrin for being me.
And me for being.
And then have finance and I love for 2 guys.
Yeah, so as you do so, and you start skating across this ice, you actually successfully reach the other side. And as you do, you're juggling these 3 ice balls in the sky.
Then I chuck one at you and you.
And as you land, you throw one at each of the other 3. It completely misses the swarm of ravens because they just kind of expand, the ball goes straight through them and closes back down. But both Saldrin and Gabriel take 1 ice damage.
No, they get to the 6.
The
No, just
color, like those ravens, they make a gap where my mouth is meant to be.
Yeah, so
And then they make a sound like nom nom nom. Whoa, an ice cream! So good.
Alright, so you've used your teamwork and your logic and your magic to successfully get across this fragile bridge.
And your wings.
And it hasn't shattered into a million pieces. As you stand on the other side, you look back across the path and you realize and you hear a wind gust come across, and as this gust comes past, where the cracks were, where you fell, the cracks just spread and it spread across the entire bridge, and the whole thing just shatters inward. It's like an implosion, and millions of little shards of glass go crashing down into the canyon below you. And as these little shards of glass collapse down, they fall on top of the trees, and you can just hear all these thousands of little tinkling, clink, 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 clink kind of sounds as all the dust of this glass settles to the bottom. Now, You are standing in front of this towering, glittering door, which is the entryway into Sylas's palace. And so you push the heavy crystal doors open, and all four of you step inside. As you do, you look up. It's this massive vaulted ceiling. It looks wonderful, but suddenly you hear the doors behind you slam shut, and you stop dead in your tracks. Because you have stepped into a room that, while it is tall, in front of you, all you see is a room made entirely of mirrors.
Full of mirrors.
Yeah, it's just a hall of mirrors. So looking back, so you stop, you turn back, the doors are shut, but instead of seeing the doors, you see 100 reflections of Ebonyclaw. There's 100 Thornsleys there. There's 100 Gabriels. There's 100 Saldrins, and as each of you move, they all move together. And almost instantly, your mind starts struggling to comprehend, the fact, like, which one is the real one. You don't even know which one is the real you. And so the doors are sealed shut. There's a thud. You are trapped in the hall of mirrors. And that's where we will end our adventure for today.
I was going to say I would throw my dagger at the glass palace, then it would totally shatter.
I was going to say, like my crows were going to say, this is a fun house, Jit. And then I was going to use my cacophony ability as the swarm of crows.
So maybe those are things that we can think about next time. But for now, I'd like to thank you for joining us for yet another adventure. Yet another adventure through the Verdant Awakening campaign. Around the table, we've had playing with us today.
Ebonyclaw Shadowdream playing Ruben. Or vice versa.
Thornsley, the Shadow Scale being played by Teddy.
Or vice versa.
Isaiah playing Saldrin for on his ways.
Hugo played by Gabriel Bradley.
Or the other way around.
And thank you, friends, for joining us once again for another epic adventure.
You're welcome.
If you have enjoyed listening to this podcast today, we really want to encourage you to share it with friends, so that it really helps others find us if they're interested in this sort of thing as well. And we'd particularly like to shout out anyone who contacts us. If you'd like to leave a comment in the comment section below or send us an email, we'd love to hear from you. But for now, that's it for our adventure for today, and we'll see you all again next time on Dad's Dungeon Dudes.
Dad's Dungeon Dudes.